5 pieces of vertical jump advice that I would tell my younger self. Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. Boy, do I have an excellent video for you today, because I am going to give you 5 pieces of vertical jump advice that I would tell my younger self. And by younger self, for a couple of these pieces of advice, or actually most of it, I am talking to the 22 to 26-year-old Nathanael Morton. A couple pieces in here, I'm talking to the high school version of myself. And then there is one piece of advice that I'm going to give to the 6-year-old version of Nathanael Morton. What can you tell a 6-year-old about bounce? Actually, I have a very important piece of advice for the 6-year-old Nathanael Morton. So my hope is that by giving you these 5 pieces of vertical jump advice that I would tell my younger self, all of you can understand the barriers, the pitfalls, and the roadblocks that I faced on my own vertical jump journey, and you can avoid these for yourself and get your bounce way, way up. So without further ado, here we go. 5 pieces of vertical jump advice that I would tell my younger self. Number 1, for the love of God, please do isometrics. Guys, I suffered from the worst patellar tendinopathy and the worst jumper's knee. I haven't coached or trained an athlete that had knee pain to the point that I had knee pain. I've fixed a lot of knees. I've helped a lot of athletes with jumper's knee and knee pain, but I have not, and I'm talking about in person. I've had some guys online that I coach online that had some pretty bad knee pain, but when I think about my knee pain, it was crippling. So the first piece of advice is, for the love of God, please do isometrics. You have to be doing 3 to 5 sets of 45 seconds of isometrics, and your top 2 are going to be Spanish squats or a single leg knee extension hold. You know, wall sits are going to be good. A lunge hold is okay. A reverse Nordic hold is okay. A single leg, slant board quarter squat hold is going to be okay. But nothing is going to do as good of a job as Spanish squats and a single leg knee extension isometric. 3 to 5 sets, 45 to 60 seconds before every single time that you do a workout and before every single time that you play basketball. Nathanael Morton, please do that. That's number 1. Number 2, and this is going to also be about knee pain, so not directly advice about your vertical jump, but this is indirectly about increasing your vertical jump. And then the rest of these are actually about bounce and vertical jump specifically. And I got a couple bonuses for you as well, so stay tuned for those. So number 1, for the love of God, please do isometrics. Number 2, Nathanael Morton, 23-year-old Nathanael Morton. Guys, I had a 43-inch vertical jump. That was the highest I ever jumped, 43-inch approach vertical jump. And at that same time, I had the highest level of knee pain. The higher my vertical jump would go, the higher my knee pain would go. So number 2 is, Nathanael Morton, nothing, and I mean nothing, not even isometrics, nothing will fix your knee pain if you won't take a day off. Guys, if you know Tyler Miller and I wrote a manual that is called the Athlete Nutrition Manual. You can find it on my website right now. Shameless plug. Tyler Miller used to be my nutrition coach. And when I was 23, 24 years old, he programmed for me the macros that I was supposed to eat every single day. And he had me eating 600 grams of carbohydrates every single day, 200 grams of protein every single day, and 150 grams of fats every single day. And I could not gain weight. Our goal was increase weight. And I could not gain weight even by eating 600 grams of carbs every single day. And the reason is because I was in 4 basketball leagues. I was just starting to be a gym teacher, and I played in every single period. I played capture the flag with the kids, kickball with the kids. No matter what we played, I would play it, and I would just burn calories. My body was like a furnace. And then on the evenings that I didn't play in basketball leagues, I would go to LA Fitness, and I would do runs in LA Fitness for 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours at a time. every day I was just super active and I had horrible knee pain. So the younger version of Nathanael Morton, understand that nothing can fix your knee pain if you are doing that much activity. The only thing that fixes overload, if you are overloading the capacity of the tendons, is to stop fucking overloading the tendons. So you might need load management, and I'm talking to all of you too. You might need load management for the time being. Decrease the amount, the volume, the duration that you are playing basketball or doing plyometrics or doing strength training or running around playing fucking capture the flag with the kiddos. Decrease the amount of that, use load volume, and then as your knees feel better, slowly increase everything back up. Slowly increase the time and the intensity of your basketball. Slowly increase the level of your plyometrics. Slowly add in strength work by adding weight and volume. So number 2 is nothing can fix your knee pain if you won't take a day off. Keep your high days high and your low days low, and combine your sessions together. If you're going to play basketball and work out, combine those together. Okay? That is number 2. Number 1, please do isometrics. Number 2, if you overload the capacity of your tissue, you're going to get pain. So stop doing that shit. That's number 2. Okay, the rest of these are actually specifically about bounce. Number 3, single leg drop jumps, single leg hops, and rear foot elevated split squat will take your 1 foot bounce to the next level. I was never a very good 1 foot jumper. I could dunk so easily off 2 feet. I could dunk from a standstill vertical jump off of 2 feet. I could dunk, drop step from the short corner. But when it came to 1 foot, I could definitely dunk off of 1 foot, but it wasn't, and get this, I actually dunked on Kevin with 1 foot. Just get that. I can't even really dunk on 1 foot, but I still managed to get a dunk on Kevin's head off of 1 foot. However, my piece of advice would be that if you're a 2 foot jumper and you want to improve your single leg bounce, single leg drop jumps, single leg hops, and rear foot elevated split squat will take your 1 foot bounce to the next level. So younger version of 23-year-old Nathanael Morton, you love box squats. You love dunk sessions. You love plyometrics. You love depth jumps. You love all that shit. But never, not once did you do a single leg drop jump, a single leg hop, or a rear foot elevated split squat. I didn't do that at all. None of it. So my single leg bounce, I could have skyrocketed my single leg bounce if I would have added these in. And obviously, I needed to take these first 2 pieces of advice and fix my knee pain first, because if I had knee pain, which I had tremendous knee pain, you're not going to add in single leg drop jumps and single leg hops. Your knees. I remember when I had knee pain and I did hurdle jumps one time at LA Fitness, and it hurt my knees so bad that I just never did hurdle jumps again. But if I had just fixed my knee pain, yeah. So number 3, single leg drop jumps, single leg hops, and rear foot elevated split squat will take your 1 foot bounce to the next level. So what I used to do is I used to work out on Monday and on Thursday. Those were my high intensity workout sessions for my vertical jump. In both of these, I would do box squats, and I would do depth jumps, and I would do step ups, and all these things that I said. What I would do if I was back in my 23-year-old body is I would still do that one day of the week, but then on the other day of the week, I would warm up with my isos and my reverse dead mills, and then I would do a low intensity plyo warm up, and then I would do my single leg drop jumps for 5 sets of 3 reps each leg. So hitting the ground, dropping off of a box, hitting the ground as fast as you can with 1 foot, and immediately jumping up onto the next box, focusing on minimal ground contact time. And then I would do single leg hops for height, not for distance. We're not talking about bounding. We're talking about single leg hops for height, hopping as high as you can every single time, bouncing off of the ground, focusing on minimal ground contact time, but you are also focusing on height. So single leg drop jumps, 5 sets of 3 reps each leg. Single leg hops, 3 or 4 sets of 6 reps, 6 hops each leg. And then rear foot elevated split squat. Since I did most of my box squats in the power category, it was usually 50 to 80%, maybe sometimes 50 to 85% of my 1 rep max, I would do 5 sets of 5 reps, actually 4 sets of 5 reps of rear foot elevated split squat as heavy as I possibly could. That's number 3. Number 1, please do isometrics. Number 2, stop overloading the capacity of your tissue. Nothing can help that except, load management and lowering the intensity and the volume of everything that you're doing. Number 3, single leg drop jumps, single leg hops, and rear foot elevated split squat will take your 1 foot bounce to the next level. Number 4, you need to work out before your games and your practices. So let me talk to the high school version of myself real quick. You're a bitch. Like, you're actually a bitch. You know how many times I'm talking to me. I'm talking to 16-year-old Nathanael Morton. You say you want things. You told me in the fucking mirror. You said that you want to be the best. But every single day when you wake up, somehow you're a bitch. And you don't do shit about it. You said you're going to work out, and you never worked out. You managed to go your entire high school year, your entire high school career without working out. No wonder that you only played junior college basketball, and then you went to try out for a Division II. You had your look at D2, and you fucking blew it because you weren't in shape. Fucking bitch. Sorry. That's to the younger version of myself. So, first of all, and that is... for all of you out there, this isn't how I talk to my high school athletes. I would never actually talk to another person like that, but that is how I respond to criticism. I like that. I want someone to call me a bitch so that I can rise up like a fucking phoenix and take over the world. However, the high school version of me, I only worked out. I did 1 vertical jump program between my 9th and 10th grade year, and I started dunking. I had some natural bounce. So as soon as I added some weights and did a vertical jump program, I started flying and I was dunking very easily. And then I turned into a soft-ass bitch and I stopped working out. And I managed to stop working out and didn't touch another weight for the rest of my high school career until I got to college. What a shame. What a waste of talent. So number 4, it was supposed to be, you need to work out before your games, but I got carried away yelling at the younger version of me. So for all of you, what I really want to say is that you need to work out before your games and before your practices. Because if you work out all off season and then you don't train during the season, that is 3 to 4 months that you're just not touching a weight. What are you doing? Why are you just not touching a weight in season? That's silly. And right now, as we speak, I am the assistant coach for the high school that I coach at, and we don't touch weights during the season. What the fuck are we doing? When I'm the head coach, I promise you, we are starting every single practice with strength training. Why the fuck doesn't every high school in America do this? Sheesh. So you watching, you are more intelligent. You're not like every high school player in America. What I need you to do is you have to do strength training during the season. In the best case is to combine your sessions and do your strength training. It's going to be much lower volume, but that's okay. You can't just completely stop. So do your lower volume, high intensity workouts, strength training workouts, directly before practice and directly before game. That's number 4. You need to be working out in season. Number 5. And this is to the 6-year-old Nathanael Morton. So if you have children or you plan on having children, this is the advice that you're going to give them. You need to be jumping. You need to be doing plyometrics. You need to be playing release and tag. You need to be cross-training, play soccer, play baseball, play various sports as well as basketball. Don't specify too young. But you have to be jumping. This is vertical jump advice. If a 6-year-old said, hey, I want to be a dunker, or I want to be able to dunk when I grow up, I would say, okay, well then you need to start jumping and you need to start plyometrics young. What are some examples of this? Isaiah Rivera, obsessed with dunking when he was a teenager. Jordan Kilgannon, obsessed with dunking when he was a teenager. Mac McClung, his dad had him doing plyometrics when he was a young kid and a teenager. So it's not everybody, But depending on your body type, actually, it's going to help everybody. And, as a dad, if you're going to have a son and you're going to put him through plyometrics, number one, don't force him to do it. But if he wants to do it, then go ahead and do it. And number two, you have to be careful about the volume and the load, right? Don't go crazy with it. But 6-year-old Nathanael Morton, if you want to start some low-level plyometrics and you want to start jumping up, I wish I had an adjustable hoop. If I had an adjustable hoop when I was younger and I could practice dunking on that hoop, my bounce would have been so much higher because my body would be forced to adapt to that as I was young. So tip number 5, and this can go for all of you who are like, well, I'm not 6 years old. Right now, your body can adapt to jumping and plyometrics. If you want to jump higher, you need to jump. So all of you who just love, a lot of the older guys, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, early 40s, you love strength training, but then you don't jump that much. You don't do, rim touches and dunk sessions and high object touches and plyometrics. Everybody loves to lift weights, but if you want to jump higher, you need to jump. That is number 5. Now, I have a bonus for you. And the bonus is, don't slide backwards on weekends. I'm talking to the college version of Nathanael Morton because every single weekend I partied. Every single weekend I drank beer, massive amounts of beer bongs. You want to know how stupid I was? I'm going to tell you guys. I used to do beer bongs, and my friends and I would put a scoop of pre-workout into the top of the beer bong, and then we'd mix it up with our finger, and then we would beer bong a whole beer, sometimes 2 whole beers, sometimes 3 whole beers, and a scoop of pre-workout multiple times a night. And then I would smoke weed, and then I would go to Sheetz and I would buy a bunch of food and eat a bunch of candy and bullshit. And then I would wake up on Sunday all hungover. And then on Monday, I'd be like, man, I really fucked up this weekend. Back to my goals. And then Monday through Friday morning, I would chase my goals again and chase my dreams. So every single weekend, I slid backwards. Do you know how much faster you will achieve your goals if you don't slide backwards on the weekends? There's 52 weekends a year. The weekends are made up of Saturday and Sunday. So that means there are 104 days every single year that are considered the weekends. So 104 days out of 365, I was sliding backwards. You cannot let that be you. You cannot slide backwards on the weekends. And this goes for your fitness, your nutrition, your business, your finances, your vertical jump journey. This goes for everything. You cannot afford to slide backwards on the weekends. You will achieve your goals much faster if by the end of the weekend, you are closer to your goals than you were at the beginning of the weekend. And whoever says that you need to take weekends off was fucking broke. I guarantee they were not the greatest of all time. Where people go wrong, and at this point, I'm just rambling a little bit, but hear me out. If not, you can click off this video. That's fine. I don't mind. At this point, the vertical jump is over. This is just life advice. If you are the type of person who says, well, I need to relax on the weekends because I worked hard all week, then one of 2 things are happening. Number 1, it could be that you don't like what you do during the week, which is very okay. But if you don't like your job, if you don't like what you do during the week, then of course you're going to want to relax on weekends because that's the only time that you have for yourself. The other part of the coin is that you don't have a goal in place that you care about that much to continue working on the weekends. And I'll say this. I do relax on the weekends sometimes. This is how I treat weekends. I don't owe myself anything on the weekends. So Monday through Friday, I owe myself hard work. You work hard as fuck Monday through Friday. On the weekends, you don't owe yourself anything, but I still end up doing a lot of work on the weekends. So I can relax if I feel like relaxing. Just most of the time, I don't feel like relaxing because I have goals to achieve. I have things I want to get done. So if you do hate your job or you don't like what you do on the weekends and you want to get out of that and you want to start your own business or you want to, start a company or you want to have your own, you want to switch jobs, whatever it might be, on the weekends, you need to be working for that. On evenings, you need to be working for that. If you don't like what you do and you want to get out of that, why the fuck are you going to be relaxing on evenings and weekends? That's all you have. That's all that you have. That is all the time that you have to make changes in your life. Why the fuck are you relaxing? But that's what I do. Everybody's different. But just don't fall into, I need to relax on the weekend. I need to slide backwards on the weekend. I need to party on the weekend. I need to do everything all my friends are doing on the weekend. Don't slide into that just because all the rest of the world is mediocre. Anyways, I'm just yapping at this point. I love you all. This was 5 pieces of vertical jump advice that I would tell my younger self with a bonus there. Check out our programs if you want me to take you to the next level. We have our vertical jump programs, our Beyond the Rim 2, Beyond the Rim Strong and Bouncy, Beyond the Rim Project Plyo, Beyond the Rim In Season if you are in season right now. Then we have Beyond the Rim 3 if you already go through Beyond the Rim 2. We got upper body athlete programs. We got an indestructible knees program. All of the programs that you need to make changes in your life and become the best athlete that you can possibly be. Leave your questions down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.